Guest of honor, Shri Shishadri Sevalgi, CFO General Mills, Shri Akhilesh Rathi, Chancellor's nominee and mentor for NMIMS Indore campus, Dr. Anshuman Jaswal, the Director of NMIMS Indore campus, along with Mrs. Sangeeta Khair, in charge Dean School of Commerce. Holding the mace, Shri Ashish Apte, nominee of Registrar, leads the procession. We also have two distinguished guests, Shri Arvind Bantia and Shri Ajay Bankra, as part of the procession. The faculty team comprises of Dr. Akhil Banglowala, Dr. Munain Jain, Dr. Dharmen Sharma, Dr. Nidhi Asthana, Mr. Ankur Ratmele, Mr. Gaurav Paliwal, Dr. Jitendra Patel, Dr. Ajit Kumar, Dr. Divya Gautam, Ms. Shruti Sharma, Mr. Abhideep Seth, Mr. Mahipal Gadvi, Dr. Rajiv Srivastav, Dr. Atul Kumar Vora, Dr. Shilpa Sangpal, Dr. Milind Patil, Dr. Vipar Dhingra, Dr. Sapnamai Acharya, Dr. Shweta Dani, Mr. Vakand Wat, Dr. Shoaib Alam, and Ms. Renuka Kumawat. The very essence and unique element that sets SVKM NMIMS apart lies in the enchantment woven by our esteemed faculty within the classrooms. I now request everyone to please take their seats. Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. We extend a heartfelt welcome to all of you to this momentous occasion of the second convocation ceremony of SVKM's NMIMS Indore School of Technology, Management and Engineering, and the fourth convocation ceremony of SVKM's NMIMS Indore School of Commerce. Your presence here is deeply appreciated as we come together to commemorate this significant milestone. I'm Avni Jain, your host for this esteemed event and also Assistant Professor, STME NMIMS Indore. This convocation ceremony stands as a very cherished experience. With this in mind, we ask everyone present here to kindly silence your mobile devices, lean back and fully immerse in the rich proceedings of this event. It's important to note that professional videography and photography will be capturing every aspect of this event. So I request you to refrain from capturing any pictures or videos during the formal proceedings. Additionally, as we formally begin, we kindly request that you remain seated and avoid moving along the aisles. I extend a warm welcome again to each and every one of you gathering here for the distinct occasion of the second convocation ceremony of STME and the fourth convocation ceremony of School of Commerce. We initiate this ceremony with the resonant notes of the NMIMS anthem, embarking on today's jubilant proceedings with a sacred innovation to the revered goddess of learning, Ma Saraswati. I kindly request everyone to rise for the ceremonial lighting of the lamp and the heartfelt Saraswati Vanna. May I now request our Honorable Chief Guest, Shri Snehal Desai, and all the dignitaries on the dais to please light the ceremonial lamp.
तुषारहार धवला या शुभ्रवस्त्रान्विता या वीणां वरदण्डमण्डितकरा या श्वेत
I request everyone to please remain standing for NMIMS anthem.
We do what's right and not what's easy. We give our best shot each and every time.
We set the standard, we are the future. We are a part of this institute so fine. NMIMS, NMIMS,
Respect the past, create the future, transcend horizons, however far.
We have what it takes, we make a great team. At NMIMS, each one is a star. NMIMS,
Thank you, everyone. Please be seated. May I kindly invite Shri Ashish Apte, the nominee of Registrar, to take over the proceedings.
Good morning. I'll now request Shri Akhilesh Rathi, nominee of Honorable Chancellor of SVKM's NMIMS, to declare the convocation of our School of Technology Management and Engineering and School of Commerce open.
I declare the convocation 2000.
Thank you, sir. May I now request Shri Akhilesh Rathi, nominee of the Chancellor, SVKM's NMIMS, to felicitate our chief guest, Shri Snehal Desai, with a bouquet and a memento as a token of appreciation. Thank you, sir. I now request Shri Akhilesh Rathi, nominee of the Chancellor, SVKM's NMIMS, to welcome our guest of honor, Shri Shashadri Savalgi. Thank you, sir. May I now request Dr. Sharad Maheskar, Pro Vice Chancellor, SVKM's NMIMS, to felicitate Chancellor's nominee, Shri Akhilesh Rathi. Thank you, sir. May I now request Dr. Anshuman Jaswal, Director, SVKM's NMIMS Indore, to felicitate Dr. Sharad Maheskar, Pro Vice Chancellor, SVKM's NMIMS. Thank you, sir. May I now request Dr. Akhil Banglowala, Associate Dean, School of Technology, Management and Engineering, SVKM's NMIMS Indore, to felicitate our dignitary, Shri Arvind Bantia. Thank you, sir. May I now request Dr. Rajiv Srivastav, Program Chairperson, School of Commerce, Indore, SVKM's NMIMS, to felicitate our dignitary, Shri Ajay Bankra. Thank you, sir. May I now request Dr. Ashutosh Hajela, Associate Dean, School of Law, SVKM's NMIMS Indore, to felicitate Dr. Anshuman Jaswal, Director, NMIMS Indore. Thank you, sir. May I now request Dr. Niranjan Shastri, Program Chairperson, SBM, Indore SVKM's NMIMS, to felicitate Shri Ashish Apte, nominee of Registrar, SVKM's NMIMS. Thank you, sir. May I now request Honorable Pro Vice Chancellor Dr. Sharad Maiskar to deliver his welcome address.
Good morning to you all. Chief guest for the convocation ceremony of Indore campus undergraduate programs, Mr. Snehal Desai, CFO Adani Group. Guest of honor, Mr. Seshadri Savalgi, CFO General Mills. Nominee of the Honorable Chancellor, Shri Akhilesh Rathi ji, who is also mentor to the Indore campus. Shri Arvind Banthia ji, Shri Ajay Bankada ji, who are members of the LPC committee. Dr. R.S. Gaud, Director of Pharma Institutions, NMIMS. Dr. Anshuman Jaswal, Director, Indore Campus. Professor Sangeeta Kher, Dean, School of Commerce. Shri Ashish Apte, Controller of Examination. Deans, Associate Deans, Chairpersons, Faculty members and staff. Invited guests, graduating students, and more importantly, proud parents. Let me at the outset welcome our chief guest, Mr. Snehal Desai, an established corporate leader for the convocation. We at NMIMS are grateful to you, Mr. Desai, for accepting our invitation for the graduation ceremony and gracing the occasion. Let me also welcome our guest of honor, Mr. Seshadri Savalgi, an established leader in his own domain, for the convocation. We at NMIMS are grateful to you, Mr. Savalgi, for accepting our invitation for the graduation ceremony and gracing the occasion. I also welcome you all for the convocation of the UG programs of the Indore campus. It is indeed a proud moment for NMIMS as well as graduating students. Let me, on behalf of all of us present here, applaud the efforts of the students and proud parents in their journey of success so far. A graduation ceremony is indeed special for all of us. I have seen personally the Indore campus grow from 2015-16 onwards during the statutory body visits and subsequently over the last 8 years. I must say that the infrastructure is now coming up to NMIMS standards. But that's not the end. We at NMIMS want to ensure that the academic standards also match up with the reputation of NMIMS, which has been established over a matter of 2 decades. And in this endeavor, the contribution of the UG programs is immense. I know that the first few batches have special significance in the history of the institute and the campus. You must all feel proud of the NMIMS brand that you represent. While all of you are entering the professional world, you must remember that this is time for introspection. We all recognize that these are challenging times. Disruption is the order of the day. In the management jargon, we all are living in a VUCA world where technology is disrupting businesses rapidly. Newer and different business models are coming into existence and collapsing in a matter of time. Organizations are being built quickly around these models, and at the same time, these organizations are disrupted quickly also. In such challenging times, new paradigms of leadership are emerging. However, lack of ethics and morality in functioning is creeping back in many cases. We should all be conscious of this unwarranted behavior. This age has become so sensitive to the minute-to-minute behavior of the leadership. One should also note that disruption also means response to situations which has to be fast. Action at the speed of thought, as they say, should be practiced. Many a times, strategy and execution go hand in hand. Changes have to be addressed by multiple teams to ensure a quick, agile, yet an appropriate response. I am very happy to inform our guests that NMIMS has been very responsive to challenges thrown in different times. The vision of our Honorable Chancellor Shri Amrish Bhai Patel and the emergence of mentors at all campuses has ensured that NMIMS is agile and flexible while keeping focus on the quality. Sri Akhilesh Rathi ji, who is a mentor to the campus and who is present for the convocation, is a prominent torchbearer of the SVKM mission. We are indeed fortunate to have such mentors at NMIMS. I must also mention here that the efforts of Sri Banthia ji and Sri Bankra ji, who are LPC members, is very forthcoming in supporting the campus activities. The level and standing of the institute is judged by its response in difficult times. Over the last years, NMIMS has ensured continuity of academic delivery through online or blended and face-to-face modes. We also seen training programs for faculty and staff, maintained the schedule as stipulated in the academic calendar. This could happen only because of the excellent human resources that we have, along with the deep technology penetration. Over the last 2 decades, NMIMS has been focusing on 4 building blocks of knowledge creation, teaching and learning excellence, stakeholder engagement, and enhancing perception. In this direction, a massive effort has been taken to ensure that there is multi-campus coordination of programs. This is gradually ensuring uniform and quality delivery across programs and campuses, though I must say here that we have a long way to go. SVKM, the parent trust, has a great legacy, history and heritage of more than 90 years, while the NMIMS deemed to be university has a journey of excellence of about 20 plus years. In this 20-year journey, the university has made rapid strides and is recognized in the higher education sector as a leading university, receiving A+ grade in the NAAC accreditation with a score of 3.59, resulting in a Category 1 autonomous status awarded by the MOE. International accreditations like AACSB and ABET for the management and engineering programs at Mumbai, AMBA accreditation for its management programs at Bangalore and Hyderabad are amongst the few notable achievements in the long list. This year we have also scaled newer heights. We have just received AACSB reaccreditation for our business school. The business school has also featured in the top 100 FT rankings and has been recognized for its placements, alumni satisfaction, progression, diversity, and a high percentage of women faculty. The Indore campus was fortunate to have the leadership of Dr. Prachi Garpure, who retired this year. Dr. R.S. Goud stepped into the fold and held the fort in transition. Now Dr. Ansuman Jaswal is the torchbearer of the campus. With his vast Indian and international experience, he is bound to do a lot of good to the Indore campus. Dear students, as you graduate, you will be inheriting a proud and a privileged legacy of NMIMS. The NMIMS legacy is built on values, beliefs, vision, and sustained efforts to translate the vision and values in action. NMIMS has a strong legacy of providing quality education to aspiring students from different cross-sections of the society. NMIMS legacy is built on 5 important pillars of excellence, employability, innovation, responsiveness, and collegiality. I must say that the Indore campus has been the torchbearer of this legacy. But as you enter a new place of work, you should also sense and smell the legacy of the organization and try to mold yourself into the organization's culture. One day, each one of you will become a leader in some form or the other. One should remember that the leader with his own thoughts and beliefs should motivate. Dreaming big is important, but more important is to dream plus action plan and execution that leads to success. A leader should remind all of the members of the legacy, sending home the message that the team in the field is that brings trophies and laurels to the institutes, and laurels and trophies convert into legacy. As leaders, you should strive to strengthen the organizational culture where you go. In all these efforts, we have noticed that technology is a great enabler but also a source which can destroy the legacy. As leaders, you should remember that great leaders don't create followers, they create more leaders. The legacy that NMIMS has provided to you and the hard work that you will be putting in to succeed has to ensure that you leave footprints on the sands of time if you want to be remembered. As students emerging into a professional world, you should ponder over the leadership and legacy issues day in and out. Always ask, what do you want to be known for? Take pride in who you are and your alma mater. Remember, you will be henceforth known as NMIMS ambassadors. You are bound to succeed provided you remain rooted and firm to your beliefs. Indeed, the future is bright for you, and for this bright future, you need to follow simple principles in life and business which have been imbibed on you by your family and institutions like NMIMS. I wish to conclude by mentioning or quoting Henry Ford to impress upon all graduating students the importance of being lifelong learners. And he says, anyone who stops learning is old, whether at 20 or 80. Anyone who keeps learning stays young. This quote, in fact, embodies the spirit with which you all graduates should embark on your professional career. All the best to you, and once again I welcome you to the graduation ceremony of the Indore campus. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. May I now invite Dr. Anshuman Jaswal, Director, SVKM's NMIMS Indore campus, to present the review of School of Technology, Management and Engineering and School of Commerce for the batch 2020-2023.
Good morning to all. Honorable Chief Guest, Mr. Snehal Desai, Guest of Honor, Shri Sheshadri Savalgi, Nominee of the Honorable Chancellor, Shri Akhilesh Rathi, Nominee of the Vice Chancellor, Honorable Pro-Vice Chancellor, Dr. Sharad Maiskar, our mentors, Shri Ajay Bangda and Shri Arvind Bhatia, Shri Ashish Apte, our COE, and Srimati Sangeeta Kher, Dr. Sangeeta Kher, our Dean, SOC. Also, a very warm welcome to our faculty and all the staff members, our dear graduating students, and the proud parents of our students who are also here in many cases on our campus today. As director of this campus, with great pleasure, I extend a warm welcome to you and thank you for coming to grace this occasion today on the for our convocation. Just to give a brief introduction before I get started, my name is Anshuman Jaiswal. Many of you would not know me because I have just joined very recently, right? So I'm a relative newbie in the system. Thankfully, I'm also a pass out from NMIMS from the 99-2001 batch of the PGDBA, which was the equivalent of the MBA at the time, right, from NMIMS Mumbai. So I am relatively old in the system, but as a newbie, I would request you to go easy on me, right? You guys are the seniors here, and I'm the junior. Okay? So thank you very much for being here, especially to the students. As you all know, STME, to begin with the engineering school, STME was established in 2017 and offers MBA Tech and BTech programs. It was, the MBA Tech is an integrated program in which students get both BTech and MBA degrees in a span of 5 years. The BTech in Computer Science and Business Systems is a UG program in collaboration with the TCS. So these are two of the more important programs to begin with for the entire campus. They've been the flag bearers. So from that point of view, it is very important that now we have our second graduating batch for MBA Tech and the first batch of CSBS. In this batch, we've witnessed an exemplary cohort of, a blend of diverse qualities and backgrounds, people from all parts of India who've done very well for themselves, not only in terms of achievements on campus, but also in terms of their placements and other activities outside. Many of you are going on to get for higher qualifications from international institutions as well. So we are all very proud of all these achievements that you already have, and we look forward to the remaining ones, the other ones that you would have in the future. In pursuit of creating an enriching and inclusive and learning environment, programs were carefully designed beyond the standard academic curriculum. So here we actually have the benefit of the NMIMS pedigree, because not only do we have the business school as mentioned by Dr. Maiskar, but we also have leading engineering schools, leading school of commerce, leading law school. So from that point of view, within NMIMS and overall within SVKM, we already had the expertise. And as you have seen, in your own experience, we've done very well in terms of bringing that expertise and knowledge to Indore and setting up this new campus. So as a 6-year-old campus, I believe we already have very high standards, and we hope to improve on those in the future as well. So in terms of STME, it has technical clubs like the Turing Club, the Google Developer Club, Meta Development Circle, and all of these are very beneficial for the students, because as I keep repeating to the students currently, right, in the end, technology and engineering are probably the leading disciplines today. When we talk about Google, when we talk about Meta, Microsoft, we are talking about businesses, but we are, essentially talking about technology businesses. This is where a lot of the innovation is coming from. Not only do we hope that our students will go on and become part of, very important companies and, work for others, we also want to encourage our students to set up their own companies, right, their own startups. So from that point of view, we are going to focus on incubation as well, as one of the ways in which our students can start working on their own businesses while they are on campus, right? So in my past experience, I have seen first and second year students in similar degrees start their own businesses successfully and actually set them up properly by the time they are graduating, right? So that's the kind of bar that we would like to have, the benchmark. But of course, if you just understand how to run a business by the time you finish your degree and then have a startup at the end, that's also perfectly fine. From our point of view, we just have to give you the right support. So that is something we're setting up. So along with these clubs, we will have a club set up and cells set up for incubation, similarly for research, because again, many of you do go into higher education. And from our point of view, that is the other support that we want to give to our students, so they have all the alternatives available, right? So you've already enjoyed some of those privileges, and we want to further improve again on these aspects, so your juniors also benefit from similar support. So this MBA Tech and BTech batch has demonstrated outstanding capabilities in terms of meticulously planning and skillfully executing various activities. So number of expert sessions have been planned and organized by renowned speakers such as Ms. Anu Agga, Mr. Suresh Prabhu, Dr. Kiran Bedi, and many more. Right. In addition, various industrial visits and technical workshops were arranged, for example, for agile software development, Flutter and React, TEDx 2018, Marathon 2019, various tech fests, hackathons, engineering days, a diplomacy summit, and so on. So during this entire period, we've also organized various tech series. So Sunday tech series 1, 2, and 3 witnessed our students taking the role of experts as they delve into various technical topics. So again, this is a very important trend. Probably it might not have been the case 20 years ago, 25 years ago when I did my graduation. But in today's day and age, very often because of all the new programming languages coming in, all the new technologies coming in, it's actually the youngest people in various companies, people even on campus and in schools, who often have a much better idea of what technologies prevail at that point in time, right? So when we talk about the metaverse becoming very big, or possibly becoming big in the near future, many of you are already into gaming. So for you to help a company enter the metaverse is a natural progression. For somebody like me, I have to actually understand what the metaverse is, right? Where the virtual real estate is, I have to find out all those things and I have to start afresh. For many of you, because you've experience of Roblox and other platforms, you already have a very good idea. You also know the programming languages, right? So you have the right tools just when you're coming out of your degree programs, especially when I talk about engineering, but also about BBA as well, because we do have students who are interested in these things there as well, right, in the BCom. So from that point of view, again, you have many of the tools that are required to succeed in the world of business today. When we talk about employment, in terms of becoming successors, both in terms of working with other people and providing employment on your own as well, right? So moving on, under the guidance of faculty members, students participated in various research activities, publishing patents and multiple research papers in reputed journals. Students also received best paper awards at prestigious conferences, underscoring the contribution to cutting-edge research and innovation. So your batch has already done this in many ways, but again, just to put it in macro perspective, NEP, the National Economic Policy 2020, Education Policy 2020, is encouraging, emphasizing exactly this. It's talking about research not only by the faculty members, which is obviously a very important priority, but also by both undergraduate and postgraduate students. Again, I have witnessed many instances here and elsewhere where students have produced excellent research, in many cases on their own as well, and of course under the guidance of faculty members, which is what we expect from the students, right? So from that point of view, again, this is going to be one of our main areas of focus in the near future, and the existing batches and incoming batches would be working on the good progress already made by this batch and the batches before. So in another example, in the highly competitive landscape of the Smart India Hackathon 2022, our team of Agay Jha, Harsh Jain, Anshi Jain, Janvi Paliwal and Anirudh Mahajan showcased their outstanding problem-solving skills and technical expertise, securing a commendable position in the top 5. So our current students have also made progress in that. So recently there was a Kavach hackathon. So our team of 5 students went and they became a top 5 team out of more than 20,000 teams from all over India, right? It was organized by the Government of India, body of the Government of India. So again, as I've mentioned, these are the ways in which our students who've just passed out and current students are showcasing their abilities and their the level of excellence that they have in terms of hackathons, in terms of robotics and similar technologies, and really, setting themselves up for a wonderful future and career later on. So in terms of some other achievements, Suryansh Sharma and Harshal Kulkarni boasted impressive star ratings on HackerRank in the field of problem solving. Ashi Patni and Ishika Verma developed a lot of prowess in agile software development, which earned them the Best Project Award. Gitanshi Agrawal secured first position in Agile Software Development Workshop by TCS 2021. Murtaza Sultan reached the top 2 percentile amongst more than 4.5 lakh participants in appraised Embark Fellow Program. So, various achievements, further achievements, for example, for sports. So, students such as Saksham Mehta, Tanish Bhatia, Archit Sharma, Prisha Sharma displayed remarkable dedication and active participation in various sports activities, such as, including sports such as cricket, badminton, and football, securing victories in numerous matches and tournaments. So again, the students who are excelling in their education, in extracurricular activities, often also did well in sports. So we are focusing on developing all-rounders here, because that is what is the need of the hour. We do not want to focus only on students performing well in one particular area, right? Because if we look at how companies assess individuals in terms of their future success, it's often their success in extracurriculars and sports that also tells the company that this is a person who could be somebody worthwhile to employ or work with in the future. So in addition to the students, during this period when all of you were here on campus. Our faculty members also achieved remarkable milestones in their research pursuits. So the STME faculty had a impressive tally of 168 publications in journals of both national and international repute. They took part in 181 conferences. They had scholarly contribution to 29 chapters in various books and authorship of 5 published books. They also came up with various patents. So we had 14 patents, including one European patent by Dr. Munendra Jain, one UK design patent by Dr. Akil Banglawala, and national patents by Dr. Jitendra Patel and Professor Gaurav Paliwal. So in addition, we would also like to highlight the achievements of Dr. Vikas Khare. So these include having a postdoctoral program in collaboration with DST SERV project in conjunction with IIT Mumbai and NIT Nagpur, publication of 2 books in Elsevier, and Elsevier and Walnut publication, authoring 5 book chapters in Scopus Index books, and presentation of 6 research papers. So as you can see, our faculty also is continuously renewing their knowledge base, because that is again the need of the hour. When we have students who probably are learning 3 or 4 different programming languages over a 4 or 5 year period, right? The faculty also has to constantly move to understand the latest technology. They also have to be thought leaders, and that again is going to be one of the emphasis for this campus in terms of research. So we already are working towards instituting various research prizes, awards, and giving other support to our faculty and our students, and that is going to be strengthened further in the future. So furthermore, during the tenure in NMIMS, MBA Tech students completed 8 weeks of technical training, industrial training, and 19 weeks of management industrial training. Similarly, BTech CSBS students participated in 8-week technical industry internship during the program to gain valuable first-hand industrial experience. Now moving on to the placements. In the final placement season, MBA Tech 2023 obtained various job positions across different sectors. So we are talking about banking, financial services, insurance, consulting, analytics, information technology, media and communication. The CTC also had an impressive rise, and it was at 11.14 lakhs per annum. Some of the highest CTC was obtained by students such as Shubh Mehta, Raghav Goyal, and Amish Gupta, especially in companies such as ICICI Securities, ENY, KPMG, Brillo, ICICI Reliance, and others. For BTech CSBS, we also had an impressive record with an average CTC of 6.52 lakhs. Janvi Porwal obtained the highest salary package of 14 lakhs at Hivo Data. And other companies included Finastra, Graviton, Yellow AI, HCL, TCS, amongst others. So moving on to the School of Commerce, it is a constituent school of this campus and NMIMS overall. It began its journey again in 2017, and this is the 4th convocation, 4th pass out of a batch for the school. It already has seen student body, pass out of more than 800 students since then. And in 2019, in addition, we also had BCom with its 2nd batch passing till now. In terms of its pedigree, its parent institution, the Anil Surendra Modi School of Commerce of NMIMS, has been crowned the #1 emerging BBA institution in India, and has been ranked 2nd in the category of top 10 colleges of 2023 by both India Today and Outlook. So, we're talking about this just to emphasize that there is a lot of expertise and pedigree already there in this entire institution overall, and that is something that we're trying to bring. So when we talk about uniformity, standardization across campuses, that is the capability that we are trying to bring, and we are trying to institute, we already put in place rigorous processes to ensure that all campuses have the same standards. So a student who's learning, in the BCom or BBA here has the same level of understanding and is taught in the same way as a student in Mumbai, Bangalore, or Hyderabad campus, for example, right? So that is the strength of NMIMS, and in terms of my understanding, because I have studied in India, in the US, in UK as well, NMIMS and SPKM are very unique institutions because I don't know of any other institution which has actually extended their capability from one city or one campus across the entire country in this way. There are several other institutions which have other campuses, but in terms of standardization, in terms of rigor, I really do not know any other institution, right? So it's been 15, 20 years since my PhD as well. So it's been some time, but it's a very, very unique institution. And you've had the privilege of having your first degree from this kind of an institution. So I'm really happy about that for this batch as well. So after completing 4 batches of BBA and 2 batches of BCom honors, the School of Commerce at NMIMS Indore campus commenced its 5th batch of BBA and 3rd batch of BCom honors in July 2023. So these students have already undergone their induction. They've already started with the classes. In terms of my interaction, right? Because the way I also start speaking to the student body is in terms of setting up town halls. So initial interaction, initial town halls have already happened. So I already have a good idea of how these batches are doing. And of course, in many cases, they learn about many things from their senior batches as well. So the pedigree and the word of mouth, for example, from your batch and previous batches has come into the junior batches as well. So they have a pretty good idea of what to expect in terms of how they're taught, in terms of the pedagogy, in terms of the curriculum, and they're already coming up with bright ideas in terms of how to improve the process. So even though I am talking about all of this institutional pedigree, there's always room for improvement. And even from the incoming batches, we are looking for ideas. And of course, if all of you, if you have ideas in terms of how we can further improve your own degree programs and the campus overall, please feel free to get in touch with your faculty or with me or my office, and we can certainly work with you and discuss with you on how to do that, right? So again, in terms of the culture that we want to have going forward, it has to be a very open culture with a two-way dialogue. The town hall that I have instituted is just one part of that. We've had other means and ways of doing that as well. But again, we want to engage regularly with our alumni, because that is what you are now. And we want to have regular alumni events as well. So please keep in regular touch with your campus and let us know in case there are things that we can do that you already have a good idea about, right? So in case at any point in time you want to have an alumni get together, or you want to speak to your juniors batches because you already have some idea of what goes on in the workplace, please feel free to get in touch, because that is what we really are here to facilitate as well, right? In addition to the various teaching and extracurricular activities that we might be having. So in the interest of time, so in terms of our students, they've participated in addition to the various academic activities. Also, they've engaged in holistic development, like expert sessions by industry experts. They've had real-time projects, website development, quizzes, upscaling with hands-on experience of various softwares. As I said, it's not just the engineering school, it's our School of Commerce as well, which is dealing with technology, because you take any area. I am from financial services. I have more than 20 years work ex, 15 of that in financial services, especially in strategy and technology. But really, you talk about any institution globally. In terms of my previous companies, we've worked with NASDAQ, with London Stock Exchange, with JP Morgan, with McKinsey. You talk about any company. And increasingly, Goldman Sachs has gone record. For example, JP Morgan has. They talk about themselves as a technology company in financial services, right? So this is not part of what I had in mind, but I just want to, if there was one thing that I would have wanted to say, this would be it, that JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs is talking about being a technology company in financial services. So that underlines the importance of technology today. So even if you are like me, you barely passed your coding exams, I had to do Java, C++, I used R recently, not very comfortably, right? Even if you are like me, you have to understand that you need to have an understanding of technology. Programming is different. but being able to use technology, understanding how to work with people who undertake the programming, that is very important today. Similarly, analytics is also very important today. So you'll go to your workplace and you'll find that a Power BI is something which everybody expects you to know today, right? So in terms of different databases, in terms of basic understanding of what a Python or a R might be. So these things these are expected from business graduates as much as they're expected from technology graduates. So it's a very different workplace today compared to what it was 20, 25 years ago. Okay, and the other thing that I would like to emphasize in terms of how technology is changing. So today, for example, when you talk about AI, quantum computing, we are maybe 2 to 3 years away from a very big revolution. So maybe in 5 years, you could see personal quantum computers. And quantum computers are something so today, if you talk about quantum computers, they can do the work of the fastest supercomputer in a few weeks that the supercomputer would do in a few years. So that is the leap of technology we're about to make. And it is all of you, again, as I said, not just the engineers, but also business graduates. It is all of you who will be there at the helm of industry when that happens. So that means you have to prepare yourself for that, right? I can tell you, very comfortably that all our faculty and the people on this dais, we've not come across this kind of a technology revolution in our lifetimes. Something close maybe, but not this kind of revolution where everything is changing so quickly. So we had somebody from L'Oreal who's the head of digital marketing there. So he said he has to put in effort every week. He's a marketer. But he has to study every week to be able to keep up with what his subordinates, with his reportees are doing, right? Plus, when he has an induction for new joinees, right, he is also asking them about what is happening in the industry and not just the other way around. Okay, so it's no longer one way, as I said, dialogue or monologue rather. It's a two-way dialogue, and because of how rapidly technology is changing, all of you have to be prepared for something like that. Because the moment you go into companies, they'll be expecting you to know about the latest technologies, latest platforms. They'll be expecting you to be well versed with those platforms. So for some reason, if you are like me, you were not very comfortable with programming growing up, please, this is the time you have to start learning programming, start working with. Again, you don't have to be proficient, but you have to have an understanding and be comfortable with IT and technology overall, because that is really the way the world is going today. Okay. So coming back, we have a lot of achievements, a lot of things to talk about. So we actually had more than 10 to 15 pages when we came up with this document. Now it is cut down to 4. So I'm sorry, I'm going to be a little fast as well at times. In terms of the School of Commerce, it actually planned the summer internship event Expia 2022 in October 22. It also played a very important part in organizing the TEDx event in August 22. It's worked with various national institutions such as IIM Rohtak, IIM Indore, IIM Bangalore, Delhi University, Christ University Bangalore, Sriram College, NM Mumbai, SDA Bocconi Asia, Amity Noida, and FMS for undertaking or presenting the work done in summer internships and other projects. They've presented their work to corporate professionals, to leading accommodations all over the country. So again, the idea is it's not just about academic knowledge that our students have been proficient in. It's also about working on their career even while they are in the education institution and being ready for the workplace, because that is again the emphasis of the government, of NEP 2020, of AICT, UGC, anybody you really ask, right? Even the industry says often the students that come out of education institutions are not prepared for the workplace. So that is the transition we also want to make. We've already done, in my terms of my short tenure here, in terms of my understanding, a very good job with your batches, but we want to work further on it, because really the industry education institution interaction or partnership has to be very close. Even in, we are talking about Indore, we are not talking about Mumbai or Bangalore, even out here, it has to be close enough for our students to have very good understanding of the industry, and for the industry to feel, to give us feedback that yes, your students are prepared for the workplace. Because again, that is a transition that all of you would be making now if you are entering companies and corporates immediately, or maybe after 2 years if you're going for a master's. So furthermore, when we talk about the faculty, experienced faculty members have not only guided students for research, but they have also contributed themselves to research by chapter writing, case studies, publishing papers in ABDC and Scopus listed journals. They've also conducted faculty development programs such as one on data analytics to upgrade the faculty's teaching pedagogy. With this batch, NMIMS Indore has witnessed an esteemed, excellent placement season where companies like D. Shaw, Impact Guru, Dentsu Creative, Property Pistol, Cavitac, Collabra, Easy Ecom, Tristone, Interloop, Teamlease participated in our placement drive. The highest CTC was 8.16 lakhs with a company called Property Pistol. They offered our students roles in sales and marketing both in India and in the international market. Overall, our average CTC was 5.3 lakhs per annum, which is one of the best in the country despite adverse market conditions. So as you all know, right, we have gone through a COVID period as well. So it will be different experience for different batches. But overall, in terms of education, in terms of industry, in terms of just normal life, our lives were disrupted. We came across a period of 2 to 3 years at least in which everything was turned upside down. But despite all of that, in terms of the education imparted to you and the effort done by both the students and the faculty, we believe that it has been an excellent achievement overall to have this kind of placement drive both in SOC and STME, that our students have been able to achieve record or very high CTCs, or they've gone into very important companies from India and all over the world despite what has happened during COVID, right? So again, it was a very difficult transition for all of us. You have done a very good job in my experience, because this is my 4th institution where we have, for example, engineering and business degrees. In terms of the CTC, for example, especially in the first degrees, this is the highest that I have seen, that I have come across. And it is competitive with the leading schools in India. In many cases, those are government schools, government institutions. So it's very difficult for private institutions to compete with those. But I think NMIMS Indore has done a very good job of that as well. So just to conclude now, we have had 13 students who've gone abroad for their master's degrees after successfully graduating from the School of Commerce. This includes universities in UK, US, Ireland, and so on. One of these students of this batch, Sara Khan, got published 2 books. Another student council member, Sara Saxena, represented India at the ASEAN India Youth Summit organized by the Ministry of External Affairs. Prishita Goyal from BCom Honors got first position in the International Summer Internship Competition Experience 2022. So overall, from both schools, it has been an exemplary performance. I would really like to congratulate all of you on your achievements during your time here, and I wish you the best of luck for your future once you are in the workplace or in higher education for your further studies as well. So our placement team also has done a very good job of giving wings to the dreams of our students. And I would also like to thank our faculty, our board members, and all the senior members present on the dais for their support, their unwavering support throughout this period, because we have set up essentially a new campus during the time of COVID. We've gone through unprecedented times, but the students, faculty, and everybody, every senior board member and faculty member has really contributed to this wonderful achievement overall, right? So I don't think that there would be a convocation maybe in a year or two which would be equaling the achievements of the people in this room because of all of these reasons, right? So from a hardship point of view, it was totally unprecedented, but it has been a wonderful achievement by all the students. So just to conclude now, I would like to sum up this is the batch report of the passing out batches. And from our side, with a lot of wishes and blessings to the graduating students, and our thanks to the overall team of NMIMS. We believe that year on year we will continue to meet expectations from all stakeholders within this hall today and outside, in the overall society as well. And we would like to, we would continue doing well and becoming one of the more important campuses of NMIMS in India and one of the more competitive private institutions, education institutions overall in India and abroad. Right? So I would like to thank you very much with that. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. Success is not the end, but rather the beginning of a journey that carries the promise of endless horizons. Some time ago, our students embarked on a journey with a blend of cautious steps and bold leaps, even in the face of uncertainty. Through unwavering determination, they now stand on the verge of achieving a remarkable milestone. Without a doubt, today serves as the foundation for the remarkable strides they are destined to make in some times ahead. May I now request Dr. Akhil Banglowala, Associate Dean, STME, SVKM's NMIMS Indore, and Dr. Rajiv Srivastav, Program Chairperson, SOC, SVKM's NMIMS Indore, to kindly take over the proceedings. I also request Shri Akhilesh Rathi, nominee of Honorable Chancellor, SVKM's NMIMS, to come forward to confer the degrees to graduating students. I also request Dr. Sharad Maiskar, Pro Vice Chancellor, SVKM's NMIMS, and Dr. Anshuman Jaiswal, Director, Indore Campus, to come forward and accompany Shri Akhilesh Rathi.
Thank you, Professor Avni. Without any further ado, I'll congratulate all the students of BTech and MBA Tech and request them in this order to kindly come up on the stage and receive their degrees. Ashi Patni, Prisha Sharma, Janvi Porwal, Avisha Vijayvargiya, Akshat Khandelwal, Palak Jain, Dhruv Jain, Mitanshu Holkar, Yutishtha Tawar, Harsh Jain, Atharva Vora, Rohit Singh, Sneha Khandelwal, Bhavesh Rawal, Yuvraj Bafna, Akshat Birla, Ritul Parmar, Anurup Tiwari, Harshal Kulkarni, Divya Jain, Kunal Haryani, Pragya Sharma, Palash Mehta, Shreya Verma, Astha Dwivedi, Suryansh Sharma, Tushar Chiplunkar, and Agye Jha. Moving on to MBA Tech batch, Jyotsna Latare, Saksham Mehta, Shubh Mehta, Akriti Nagaria, Murtaza Sultan, Isha Chauhan, Archit Sharma, Sejal Gupta, Mohammad Bhimani, Siddhant Arora, Aman Pania, Piyush Agrawal, Ishika Verma, Priyanshi Gupta, Raghav Goyal, Bhagwat Relwani, Pramiti Gadwal, go. Ritik Shekhar Jain, Ishan Maheshwari, Amish Gupta, and Tanishq Bhatia. I'll now hand over the proceedings to Dr. Rajiv Srivastava.
Thank you. We'll carry on with the same procedure. Let me invite from BCom Honors Batch 2020-23, Prishita Goyal. Bhavika Lunawat. Simran Khanduja. Nandini Malani. ईशान खंडेलवाल, इशिका पंचाल, साक्षी पोरवाल, a big round of applause. नियति जैन, चैलिसा सचदेव, आर्यमन बत्रा, अमन राठौर, चांदनी जैन, नैन्सी शुक्ला, नैन्सी शुक्ला, सौम्या नागर, शिवानी भावलकर, साक्षी कूलवाल, साक्षी कूलवाल, कनन गवलानी, गौरी कोठारी, अक्षत खंडेलवाल, Now moving on to the BBA batch of 2023, we have Tanisha Shah, Devansh Kothari, Ashri Nima, यशी गोयल, स्वयं जसोरिया, महक जोतवानी, भव्या पांडे, हृदय शर्मा, Pramod Srishti. I believe it is Srishti only. Srishti? Yeah. Srishti. The clap must continue, guys. Anushka Jain. Arsheen Chadha. वंशिका न्याती, सारा सक्सेना, आदित्य राठी, प्रेक्षा भगनानी, भगवानी, विनायक अग्रवाल, अनन्या मोटवानी, मुस्कान राजन, समर्थ खंडेलवाल, श्रुति गुप्ता, आर्यमन वर्मा, सुमंगलम खंडेलवाल, प्रथम सोमानी, अदिति जैन, अदिति जैन इज नॉट देयर. अच्छा. अनुज राठी, परवेज अर्श, देवांश जैन, प्रभव जैन, अमन आहूजा, हनी छबड़िया, वेनी अग्रवाल, आर्यन गुप्ता, प्रगति आहूजा, शुभी जैन, विशाखा व्यास, सलोनी परिहार, ऋषिकांत मिश्रा, प्रणव गांधी, प्रीशा सिंह, हर्षवर्धन अग्रवाल, नंदिनी चौहान, निशी शाह, पावनी अग्रवाल, अनिमेश त्रिपाठी, तनिष्का गुप्ता, अक्षत मैगो, अक्षत, मानसी सावला, कुशाग्र जैन, अनुष्का, फेनिल पटेल, कमल पेपरसानिया, Vansh Batra. Tavaswat Singh. Mukul Reddy. Rishit Nagar. Divyam Singh. Saurabh Nagar. Bilkari Vishwas. Rijul Patidar. Agam Sethi. Pavan Kanadia. Darshan Porwal. Manan Batra. Mihirendra Bihari. Vaibhav B. Sani. You are the last? Karthike. And last but not the least, Karthike Anand, guys. Big round of applause. Once again. Once again, Karthike Anand. Is that all? Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, everyone. I request Honorable Pro Vice Chancellor Dr. Sharad Maiskar to administer the oath on all who are present here and also to those who have been permitted to remain absent. I request all the graduating students present to rise for the oath at their seats.
Are you ready for the degree or not yet? We have only given you a scroll. Okay. Settle down quickly. Okay. By virtue of the power vested in me by the Board of Management of SVKM's NMIMS as Pro Vice Chancellor, I hereby declare all of you who are present and those who are permitted to remain absent as admitted to the respective degrees. I hereby charge you to uphold the dignity and the value of the degree awarded to you by this university in your life and profession. I request our nominee of the Honorable Chancellor of SVKM's NMIMS, Sri Akhilesh Rathi ji, to confer the degrees.
I hereby confer the degrees. Congratulations.
All of you are requested to please sit down on your places. Thank you, sir. As quoted by Steve Jobs, if you really look closely, most overnight success took a very long time. The task of the excellent teacher is to stimulate apparently ordinary people to unusual effort. The tough problem is not identifying the winners, but it is making winners out of ordinary people. At this moment, it is my privilege to invite Dr. Anshuman Jaswal, Director, SVKM's NMIMS Indore, to unveil the awards for the best faculty and the best staff. I kindly request our esteemed guest of honor, Shri Shashadri Savalgi, to bestow the awards upon the accomplished winners based on their exceptional academic journey. To grace this occasion, I urge Dr. Sharad Maiskar, Pro Vice Chancellor, SVKM's NMIMS, to join us on the stage. I also request Shri Akhilesh Rathi, nominee of Honorable Chancellor, SVKM's NMIMS, to join on stage. Before that, I request Shri Ashish Apte, nominee of Registrar SVKMs, to present the register of the successful graduates to Shri Akhilesh Rathi, nominee of the Honorable Chancellor SVKMs NMIMS, for his signature. Thank you, sir. May I now request all the dignitaries to please be on the stage for awarding the winners.
Yeah. So I'll start with the Dean's list for. For the School of Technology Management and Engineering, BTech CSBS, Ashi Patni. Prisha Sharma. Amisha is not present today, so Janvi Porwal. So for MBA Tech, Josna Latare. Saksham Mehta. Now for the School of Commerce, BCom Honors, Prishita Goel. Bhavika Lunawat. Now for the BBA, we start with Tanisha Shah. Devansh Kothari. Ashri Nima. Deepak Lunkad. He is absent today. Bhavya Pandey. Bhavya Pandey. Yeah, she is. Hriday Sharma. Srishti. Anushka Jain. Thank you. Now for the Faculty and Staff Awards. For STME, Best Faculty. Best Faculty, Dr. Munendra Jain. Best Staff, Mr. Manish Ruiwale. For the School of Commerce, Best Faculty, Dr. Atul Kumar Vora. Best Staff, Mr. Amit Tembre, Coordinator of Examinations. Thank you.
As we continue, may I request Sri Shashadri Sivalgi to please join on the stage with the dignitaries and hand over the medals to the rank holders. I also request Mr. Snehal Desai to please join in the dais.
So we'll start with the Best Student Award for STME, BTech. This is Avisha Vijayvargiya. For MBA Tech, Shubh Mehta. Now for SOC, for BBA, Tanisha Shah. For BCom, Simran Khanduja.
Thank you to all the dignitaries and congratulations to all the award winners and the faculties and staff. Ladies and gentlemen, on this significant occasion, we are honored to be joined by our esteemed chief guest, Shri Snehal Desai, CFO Adani Group. Snehal Desai is a BTech and MBA Finance. He is now a CEO with an Ahmedabad-based conglomerate. He started his career with venture capital company promoted by World Bank and Asian Development Bank named Gujarat Venture Finance Limited. While working with VC, he was involved in sourcing the deal, due diligence, structuring the deal, and subsequently building the business through value addition. This is where he learned the basis of entrepreneurship. Subsequently, Mr. Desai joined Adani Group. Initially, he was involved in laying down PNG CNG network in Gujarat. Subsequently, he was involved in Mundra port development, where he had run through a business life cycle in different capacities, including feasibility, funding, project execution, business operation, and strategic planning. He also worked in the energy sector with focus on renewable and oil and gas exploration business as techno-commercial head, responsible for all techno-commercial activity, commercials including production sharing, contract compliances of India, Gujarat and Assam onshore blocks. With his vast corporate experience, he is also a visiting faculty at IIM Ahmedabad, Indian Institute of Foreign Trade Calcutta, SP Jain Mumbai, PDPU Gandhinagar, Entrepreneurship Development Institute of India, Nirma Institute of Management, Ahmedabad Management Association, Symbiosis, London School of Business and other institutes. By now, he has trained more than 25,000 professionals, including MBA, chartered accountants, and company secretaries. He is also a corporate trainer. We extend a warm welcome to you, sir, as you grace this ceremony with your presence. I'm confident your words will provide an enriching and enlightening experience for the students.
Thank you very much. Good morning to all of you. Narsi Mohan ji is basically a very known campus and known institute. First is I think all of you should be through that you are graduated, and there is a very serious environment I can sense. 142 students sitting together and there's no noise coming up, something is wrong, right? And if 142 sits together and you give me a feel of in a boardroom, then I require to doubt your age. Congratulations once again, and you are getting into different journey. The life would be much different from here. I'm an MBA, and I think MBA required to understand one thing in their life, that having a degree of an MBA is not going to create, probably solve most of your problem. It's probably going to create lots of problem, because they believe you are MBA, you believe you require to learn a subject, and that's where the problems start, right? So there are a few things which I've learned in my life hard way, and probably that's what I'll share. I've observed people were here, but people were not here. They were somewhere else because they had a mobile with them. And that's the biggest problem happen everywhere. You believe why corporate is going to give you growth? Are they going to give you growth because you are a most intelligent person? No, they are going to give you growth because you are the most committed person right now exists within those organizations. And I think that is where the MBA's problem start. You are the most talented person right now exist on the earth. When I make this statement, what I'm trying to tell is Indian youth is the most talented youth exist across the world at this point of time. I have taught Chinese, I have taught American, I have taught Britishers. I am convinced Indians are the best brains. Indians require to get convinced you are the best brain, and that is what I've been trying to tell. So your competency is not questionable. Your direction will be questionable as you progress from here. I observed a very interesting thing. Where is she? She disappeared? That girl. आपका नाम क्या है? The last one. Yeah, you. Huh? Belina. The interesting part, what I observed about her, to 95 graduates, she wished, she congratulated. I hope you would have not observed this, because your mind has been hacked by something called mobile. And what it taught me, it reminds me of my management trainee days. I became an MBA, I joined my first company. And do you know what was my first job? My job was to Xerox paper in my office. My boss was late Sri Vishnu Vasne. He is known as the father of venture capital in India. IIT IIM pass out, one of the most talented person exist as far as the VC is concerned in India. And as a management trainee, I did not have work, and I went and I asked him, sir, कुछ काम नहीं, कुछ काम दो. So he called his peon, जिसका नाम था भरत. भरत, स्नेहल को फाइल जेरोक्स करने के लिए दे दो, और तुम और स्नेहल साथ में जेरोक्स करना. Now he's a peon. I am an MBA. No, I am an MBA. You are an MBA. I am an MBA. Sorry, I was an MBA. And how an MBA can Xerox? और कुछ पूछा नहीं. We were very mentally immature at that point of time. So I started Xeroxing. Within 3 days, I get a control. And people were finding it difficult to identify कि original कौन सा है और Xerox कौन सा है. That was the commitment I had to the job which I was doing. And when Mr. Vasne realized he is committed, he over a period of time put me into one of the company which was very close to him, and he said, Snehal, monitor this company. But when I said, आपका नाम वापिस बोलो, Belina. Melina. What I've observed, whatever job has been given to you, need to be done it gracefully. I rarely get impressed by people. I normally don't speak bad word about, I don't speak bad word about people, but I never speak good word about people because I never get impressed with them. She is excellent. Because whatever job she is doing with our 100% commitment. That is going to create you, not your degree. Myself and the Chartered Accountant Chief of Guest of Honor is also discussing on the way that CAs are domain expert, they understand subject, and MBA don't understand subject. And being an MBA, I understand because when I became an MBA, I never understood the subject. And I hope, and there's nothing wrong in that. There's nothing wrong in that. That's how the journey starts. But do we understand that we are not going to grow because we understand subject? We are going to grow because we are committed to what we have been doing in the life. And let me tell you, you can doubt my brain, you can doubt my degree, you can doubt my intelligence, but you cannot doubt my commitment. And that's what I want you people to have in your life. And if you really want to get into this, my only request, because we live in democratic country, so I can only request you, my only request is get out of this social media culture and your smartphones. And the reason is going to create a havoc in your life. When I am making this statement, many of you are already realizing that that has created havoc in your life. Selfie liya hoga, bheja hoga, someone might have commented, and then you got disturbed. I was at training general manager of Bank of Baroda. And I was training that why are you become unhappy? Because you have a WhatsApp. He said, how become a WhatsApp? Because you become very happy that you have been placed. and you got a decent salary. Within 5 minutes, you become unhappy because you realize on your WhatsApp someone else has been placed. And then you get disturbed. Isko itna kisne diya? Why are we getting into this? Enjoy what you have. And so we said, the day you cannot live with yourself because you are alone, you go to someone who is alone, these alone come together and say, let's be together, alone together. It's where this social media world has been come. So read like an hell and get out of this. और I can tell you, और दूसरा, काम छोटा नहीं होता है, इंसान छोटा होता है. So if your boss is going to give you a work to clean the room, you require to clean the room in a fashion where the CEO and MD should ask you a question, who cleaned this room? And that will take you to the heights. मैं जेरोक्स करता था, बाद में I saw Pele, Messi's inspiration, and I realized he was a toilet cleaner. अर्ली डेज में अगर तुम्हारा एक्सेप्टेंस आया ना तो तुम्हारी बर्बादी गारंटेड है. And I hope you are scared, and that's why I use Hindi. Language have a power. Because if you speak the same language in English, you will not have an impact. Early days, recognition is a challenge. In initial days, I have seen people are becoming soft. The young generation is becoming soft. You cannot run through the inconvenience. You can't listen bad word about you. So see to it, you work with the people who day in, day out challenge. If you are among the people who are challenging you and they are much more competent than you, then your competence is going to grow up by 40%. And if you are going to move within the mediocres, your competence is going to go down by 40%. So your competence is not a challenge. The direction which you are going to opt in the future is a challenge. True. And fortunately, I got some of the good bosses in my life. Late Sri Vishnu Vashne Sahab, he expired, unfortunately, passed away a few years back. And he has, my first encounter with him, 10 seconds के लिए मुझे डांटा था, and I faint on his sofa. आधे घंटे में आँख खुली. आई वॉज इन अ हॉस्पिटल कॉल स्टर्लिंग एंड डॉक्टर ओनली आस्क्ड वन क्वेश्चन. साहब ने डांटा था? मैं हाँ. मैं आपको कैसे मालूम पड़ा? बोले यू आर द 7th केस. People were running away from him and I continued working with him. I worked with him for 2 years and then I gave an interview in Adani. Dr. Malay Madhavya, he is a dentist. When I met him, I realized very interesting thing in my life. He is a dentist who is a director of Mundra Port. He runs a Mundra Port. And that is where I read a beautiful book called Who Says Elephant Can't Dance. Louis Gerstner was become a president of a company called IBM. IBM was on the verge of bankruptcy. And Louis Gerstner had been made a president of this particular country. He became a president and he turned around a giant called IBM. While you read this book written by him called Who Says Elephant Can't Dance, in the last page he concluded very interesting statement. He said the person who turned around a technical hardware software giant called IBM never understood anything of hardware and software. So, when you people believe that at the end of the day, it's the domain which matters, is the experience matter, no. It's your way of working, it's the mindset, the people around you, they are matter. Dr. Malay Madhavya was a dentist, he was running a port, he interviewed me, he asked me a question, Snail, कहाँ काम करते हो? I said, sir, GVFL, किसको report करते हो? मैंने बोला, सर, विष्णु वासने साहब को. तो बोले, ठीक है, कब ज्वाइन करोगे? मिला, सर, इंटरव्यू. बोले, नहीं लेना है. बोले, क्यों? बोले, जो आदमी 2 साल विष्णु साहब के साथ रहता है ना, वो कहीं पे भी चलता है. So don't run away from the people who challenge. And you like those all good words on your WhatsApp. You are very intelligent, you speak well, your smile is beautiful. That's a disaster. So see to it, people challenge. So the Vishnu Vasne Sahab, while working with him, I realized Mumbai की Indo-American library में से कुरियर आता था. और वो कुरियर हम ओपन करते थे, उनका पीए था रमेश. He opened, मिला, रमेश भाई क्या है? बोले बुक्स आई है, लाइब्रेरी में से बुक्स आई है. आई स्टार्टेड रियलाइजिंग ही वॉज सो वॉरिशियस रीडर कि मुंबई से कुरियर करवा के बुक ला के पढ़ता था. एंड दैट इज वेयर आई लर्न. टुडे आई रीड 4 books a month minimum. Last 10 years I have been reading like an hell, and I can tell you I can handle any subject, not because I'm intelligent, because I developed such a great habit staying within a person called Mr. Vishnu Vashne. And so I said, keep a good people around you. If people does not challenge your belief and people does not challenge your existence, these are the wrong people. And then when I went to Adani, it's a very interesting thing which I was surprised with. The dentist running a port. So I said, if he can run a port, I can do anything. So I learned something great from him also. And then my next boss, Mr. Gautam Adani, and I was surprised. At the age of 30, he asked me to buy a rig from United States of America. And he said, भाई इसको खरीद के लाना है. तो हम तो चले गए, समझ में नहीं आया. I thought rig छोटा होता है क्योंकि गूगल पे पिक्चर देखा था. So you always end up making an error, and then you saw it's a giant 150 feet giant steel structure. So you said, "ये कैसे खरीदोगे?" And then I said, "Sir, I can't buy this. I'm scared." I said, "Why you are scared?" I said, "I don't know how this works." So he said, "So what? Bring. Once it is here, $50 million of a product, we have to ensure it works. So we'll see it works." अब बात तो सही है ना भाई. घर पे लैपटॉप लेके आते हो, 50,000 रुपये का चलाते नहीं हो, पेरेंट्स जानते हैं कि भाई तू यूज़ तो कर, तो बाद में मूवी देखते हो बट चलाते हो ना. सो 50,000 का अगर लैपटॉप चल जाता है तो 150 करोड़ की रिक तो चला लेंगे. वी लर्न दैट टू रिक्वायर टू बी एन एक्सपर्ट इन समथिंग यू रिक्वायर टू बी डिजास्टर, बट यू शुड अंडरस्टैंड दैट यू डू नॉट अंडरस्टैंड दिस, एंड सो यू विल लर्न विथ योर कमिटमेंट. एंड सो वी सेड यू नीड दोज काइंड ऑफ पीपल अराउंड. सी, you have a solid potential. By mistake, I am making a good statement about you. You have a solid potential. And do you know why I'm saying you have a solid potential? Degree is a creation of human. Human is a creation of a God. How a creation of human called degree can be part of the creation of God called human? Batao. These are for all those English-speaking community who keep on writing all nonsense on social media. So I want to tell you a language have a depth, and the depth will evolve when you run through lots of reading material. I repeat my statement. Degree is a creation of a human, and a human is a creation of a God. How a creation of a human called degree can be part of the creation of God called human. Degree किसने बनाई? इंसान ने. इंसान को किसने बनाया? What is more powerful? So you have a degree, but you are a creation of God. Degree is a creation of human. So at the end of a day, you don't have to believe you are a marketing, you are a finance, or you are an HR, or you are an operation. You are a human who have a terrific ability to do anything in life. और ये कब मालूम पड़ेगा? जब इन लोगों के साथ रहोगे और घूमोगे. समझ में आ रहा है? सो कीप गुड पीपल अराउंड यू. एक चीज मैं लाइफ में सीखा. आई टीच एट IIMs, आई टीच एट सम ऑफ द नॉन बी स्कूल्स, एंड आई एम कन्विंस इट्स नॉट अबाउट दोज ग्रेटेस्ट एंड फैंसी डिग्री. इट्स ऑल अबाउट हाउ यू रियली लिव योर लाइफ ऑन अ डेली बेसिस. सो लाइफ में आगे आना है ना, तो आपको कुछ नहीं करना है. क्या करना है पता है? जहाँ आए वहाँ खड़े रह जाओ. आगे आ जाओगे. क्यों? दुनिया पीछे जा रही है. पीपल हु डोंट रीड न्यूज़पेपर, people who don't ask questions, people who don't get into a detailing, people who keep on uploading their personal life on social media, do you think these people are going to compete with you? ना, आप ऐसा मत बोलो सर ये तो हम करते हैं. मैं तो आपको बता रहा हूँ. आप समझ रहे हो मैं क्या बोल रहा हूँ? So if you really want to be ahead of the world, follow the basics, and basics are simple. You don't understand thing, ask. सर सॉरी समझ में नहीं आता है. वहाँ तो समझे ना. हाँ सर. अरे भाई what is the question you don't understand? Remain. That is what Steve Jobs said. No, stay hungry, stay foolish. What is stay hungry, stay foolish? You need to have a pride in demonstrating your foolishness to world by saying, भाई मुझे समझ में नहीं आता है, because that is where your learning will begin. So don't show off. Basics are the greatest luxury exists on this earth is the simplicity, and very few people have that. So जितने simple रहोगे ना, life में शांति. So follow it. Why? Because you will get a salary, you will get a growth, you will have a no expenses, you will have a surplus. So you will go to a friend's engagement in Dubai, and then you will put up your post somewhere else, and that is where you will create a havoc. Keep learning. When you will remain away from certain things, this is going to happen. Last 2 points, because we are anyway running late. Read like a hell. मैंने एक चीज़ देखी. When I was a student, I thought student don't read, corporate read. When I joined corporate as a management trainee, I thought management trainee may not be reading, middle management be reading. When I joined middle management, I realized middle management don't read, senior management might be reading. When I joined senior manager, I realized no one read. 95% people in real life and corporates don't read. And that's where brain connect the scattered dots, and when it connects the dots, when are there dots? When the dots evolve, when you read. अब पढ़ते नहीं हो तो वैक्यूम है भाई. And that is where the problem starts or not. So see to it, you read business paper. आज के दिन में मैं 7 न्यूज़पेपर स्कैन करता हूँ, 3 से 4 मैगजीन हफ्ते के पढ़ लेता हूँ, 4 किताब महीने की पढ़ता हूँ. कितने दिमाग में जाएगा भाई? And someone who does not read, अबे you are an idiot, but you keep on reading, you will grow up. And so I said, read like an head and read like a fool. पढ़ते रहो. When you will read, you will not understand. When you will read again, you will not understand. But you will keep on reading over 15th or 16th day, you will understand. And that content would be so far. When I am saying brain connect the scattered dots, we're talking with Rati ji. Rati ji made a statement to me right now कि सर हर साल award में 6-7 में से 6 तो लड़कियाँ होती है. And I read an article in Economic Times Forget about the BRIC economy. Brazil, Russia, India and China is the woman who rule the world. So there is a BRIC economy. Brazil, Russia, India and China, summation of 4 economy. Woman is more powerful than the 4 economy. And at the same time, Rathi Saab is saying that woman is performing better than the boys. And I have also observed this across the country. And parallelly, I have been asking to the Pantaloon that what percent of daily shopping happening in Pantaloon is happening through a woman? 63%. What percent of daily shopping happening in Western is happening through a woman? 75%. What percent of daily shopping happening in Big Bazaar is happening through a woman? 93%. Where are men? And still marketing management teaches theory, customer is king, customer is queen. And brain connects those scattered dots because I am connecting a dot, I am connecting a brick, I am connecting a something and I am connecting an investment portfolio. That means when woman purchase a lot, if I invest my 100 crore rupee into the company which is producing product for a woman, and that if I do you think I am going to make a money? Yes. And we did that. In Japan, Tokyo exchange when we invested $100 million connected with a woman, that particular portfolio has given a 37% of a return against a 12% of an annual return that particular market had produced in that year. Read. Sorry to be so harsh, but that's where I have been called here from Ahmedabad, so I'll convey it very clearly. Person who read is a social animal. Person who does not read is an animal. True? And so I apologize. But that's my job to convey, because out of these 142 who has been graduated, even 10% people are going to change and they start reading. I can tell you, you people will be a better human. Better human will produce a solid social entrepreneur. These solid social entrepreneurs are going to create a terrific value for the society, and those society and the company both will prosper. Otherwise, you will not read, you will be an entrepreneur, you will make a money out of society, you will become rich and society will suffer. And that's where we'll say reading will make you human. Read. And the last, most important, don't apply your mind in life. Life is too complex to take a right decision. So सही है गलत है दिमाग लगाना बंद करो, दिमाग में जो आता है next moment implement करो, and implement without applying your mind. And till date what I have done in my life, I have never applied my mind. So whatever I am communicating right now, I am not applying my mind because I am clear this to be conveyed, this to be conveyed. And that is what I am saying. Don't apply. When you will not apply your mind, you will apply your heart. When you apply your heart, you become passionate. Passion is a beautiful statement made by a legend. And this is my favorite statement. And I have been obsessed with this statement. And the statement goes like this. He said the number one sword in the world should not bother about the number two sword in the world, because number one know all the techniques of number two. Sword में जो तलवार चलाता है ना, the number one sword in the world should not bother about the number two sword in the world, because number one knows the technique of number two. So number one should not be defeated by number two, but he should bother about someone who doesn't know how to hold a sword but passionate to hold a sword. So he will do something which number one cannot predict. So number one can be defeated not by number two, but by someone who doesn't know how to hold a sword but passionate to hold a sword. So I'll repeat. So we see why your mind works slow. Facebook generation's mind works slow. If I can speak, why can't you pick up? Because that's my ability to communicate. You should have ability to listen to it. The number one sword in the world should not bother about the number two sword in the world, because number one know all the techniques of number two. So number one cannot be defeated by number two. But he should bother about someone who doesn't know how to hold a sword, but desperate and passionate to hold a sword. So he will do something which number one cannot predict. So if number one can be defeated not by number two, but by someone who doesn't know how to hold a sword, but passionate to hold a sword. And this is not a Mahabharata Day story. Ask yourself today, Elon Musk's total understanding of electric vehicle is greater than the sum total understanding of Ford, General Motor, probably BMW, Range Rover and Volkswagen. A new kid on the block from nowhere who is a passionate, mad like anything in his life. He is creating something which is making ancient old company vulnerable. What is experience? एक नौकरी 20 साल करोगे ना, 1 साल का एक्सपीरियंस है, but within 3 years what you understand, what people after 20 years of experience don't understand is an experience. That experience will happen when you will not apply your mind and you do numerous things in life. Read, play sports, walk in an open area, do job with dedication, parallelly start your project, start and develop a hobby. एक चीज़ याद रख लेना, एक तो मुझे कंप्लेन है, इन्होंने इंट्रोडक्शन में मेरा जो मेन पॉइंट तो बोला ही नहीं. बेसिकली आई एम अ गिटारिस्ट, आई एम अ म्यूजिशियन. And why I'm sharing this to you, so we hold a band called Blood Brother. We play rock and metal. Iron Maiden is my favorite band. Why I'm sharing? See to it कि आपकी जॉब के साथ आपका हॉबी कंटिन्यू रहे. Because I do not want to see a situation in your life where you become a CEO at the age of 40, 45 and 50 and you regret that you lost your hobby. समझ रहे हो ना? So आप एक hobby develop. So you have to read, you have to play sport, you have to walk in an open grounds, you have to do a job, you have to do a project, and you have to develop a hobby. When 6 you will do, you are living your life. Otherwise, you are doing a job. All the best for the future. Keep reading. Thanks a lot. Thank you.
See, many people in life, you see, we hear a lot of things from a lot of people, and we really understand कि उसने हमको ये बताया, ये पढ़ाया, सिखाया, but people really or rarely implement what they teach. And here I see his phone, which is a Nokia Asha type. So he doesn't carry a smartphone, and that is why he is so smart. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. I'm sure after listening to you, all of us will start reading from today. Okay. Yes, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm honored to have the privilege of introducing to you our guest of honor for this significant memory, Shri Seshadri Sivalgi, CFO General Mills. Mr. Seshadri is currently working as Chief Financial Officer at General Mills India. General Mills is an American multinational manufacturer and marketer of branded processed consumer foods sold through retail stores. It has a legacy of 150 years. It has presence for more than 26 years in Indian market. General Mills is one of the top 150 companies that have brands like Pillsbury, Haagen-Dazs, Betty, Crocker, and many more. Mr. Sivalgi is a seasoned business and finance leader and qualified CA, CMA, CGMA with nearly 2 decades of expertise gained from renowned multinational corporations like P&G, Coty, and General Mills. Throughout his career, Mr. Sivalgi has successfully undertaken a range of challenging leadership roles through encompassing general management, business strategy, change management, finance co-piloting, supply chain finance, M&A, and growth strategy. His extensive experience enables him to navigate complex and diverse business environments with proficiency, delivering tangible results and driving organizational success. We extend a warm welcome to you, sir. It is a privilege to host you today. I now request sir to please address our graduating students.
First of all, I think what Snehal has done is it's a difficult task to follow, right? And even I will need to restart my reading habit. So, how's the Josh? It better be high, right? It's a big, important milestone. See, I think in any milestone, first you need to have a bit of gratitude and you need to say thanks. What I would always urge you to remember is always thank your parents. Because, see, you realize the importance of your parents when you yourself have a kid, or you realize the sacrifices they make when you yourself have a kid. Pretty much when I was your age, very similar sort of mindset. Now I realize. So always, and they will be the only folks who will always believe in you. Right? Second, Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Deva Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Sri Guruve Namah. All the faculties here. See, the only difference between parents and teachers and faculties is faculties have the option of being objective. Right? Parents, you are their own kid, right? So even whatever you may be, your IQ and capabilities, they will always believe in you. Teachers can be objective and they will always want the best for you. So always have gratitude towards them. And third, celebrate this as an important milestone. It is a milestone, right? The journey is starting. For all the MBA tech guys, the journey is starting. For BBA and BCom, it's a pit stop. It's not the end of the journey, right? So recognize that and acknowledge. See, what I want to tell you is I'll tell you 3 mantras which has worked for me, right? Over my career, I was born in a small town, maybe smaller than Indore, Salem in Tamil Nadu. I'm not sure if you know the 20, 40 years back, right? It would be a small, maybe village at that point in time. Before I give that mantras, I will tell you in today's sort of generation, the word Gyan, right, somehow has got a negative connotation. What does Gyan mean? Knowledge. It is such a positive word, right? So when any parents, teachers, industry mentors, whenever, see, there are two ways you can deal at things. Whenever they give you any insights, you can say, Gyan bahut deta hai yaar ye." Right? If you have that sort of attitude, you are dismissive. So you will register nothing. Right? Don't have that attitude. If you want to grow in life, see insights. See, opportunities are there everywhere. It is just that you are not noticing it. It is not as if that only the folks, there are only few who where the opportunity knocks. Opportunities are there everywhere. It is your mindset and what he exactly said, right? Commitment, it's your mindset, the way you are is what will make you realize the opportunities. Okay? So, my first mantra which has always worked for me. One, in terms, be bold in your aspirations. See, you will realize that your aspirations or your goals are always restricted by either your past or the perception you have, others have of you. Not even what you have of you. Your goals and your aspirations are restricted by your past or by the perceptions which others have of you. I was born in Salem, right? Middle class family. My entire, you can say Khandan or everyone was always either engineers or, so in every family you will always find some who have reached the pinnacle, right? Some, there will be one or two chachas or mausis who will remain unmarried. There will be one who will be a doctor, engineer. That's how generally every family is. So my father, he started as a medical representative, right? And then he grew in his career. So that's my family background. Being from there, see, English is not even my second language. I am from Bangalore. So Kannada is my mother tongue. I grew up in Baroda. So Hindi, I pretty much understand. And that's been, my wife is a Gujarati, so of course I need to know Gujarati. But so Hindi is my, I think in Hindi. And then English is the third language, right? So now for me, at that point in time, when I was in 10th, the first choice which I had to make is, do I take science, do I take commerce? What do I do? Everyone kept telling that CA is a very difficult course, 5% results, 4% results. That's how they would scare me. And I had no one, so no one in my house had ever taken commerce. Right? So there was always a sense of fear in terms of like going through the unknown. I decided that I want to become a CA, right? So started, when I decided, went for it. I became a CA at 23, right? Pretty young, got through it. But I realized that if someone, after becoming a CA, I realized that I should have actually gone for a CA rank. And there was no reason as to why I didn't go for a CA rank. It was not a matter of intelligence, it was not a matter of hard work. I never aspired for a CA rank. It never struck me that I had to go for a rank. If I would have gone, maybe I would have done that. Right? The issue, majority of the, even in terms of organizations, even in terms of personal life, generally what happens, you are restricted by your lack of bold ambitions. Not in terms of having an ambition and failing to achieve. If you have a goal in mind, if you have an ambition, go after it. Right? You just can't have an ambition and daydream. So that doesn't work. But then
you decide as to what you want to be. Right? So there is one good technique which all the consultants follow, McKinsey's and World. MECE, I'm not sure, mutually exclusive, collectively exhaustive. Use that in your personal life. Lay out the choices. So I recently had a cousin, he has done his BBA and wants to go for an MBA. The choices he has laid out, I see, so he's in Mysore, pretty much has never gone out of Karnataka. So all the colleges he has is closer to his house or within Karnataka. I'm not even sure why. Why not have a choice in terms of outside India, NMIMS, all the other colleges? You should have that as a choice. Then you can decide whether you want to do it or not. But don't be so unaware that there are choices outside. Right? So always be, one of the things which has worked for me, when I did my CA, then I decided at that point in time, see now in hindsight it's good for me to say these things, right? At that point in time I decided that by 35 I wanted to be a CFO. And at the cost of being immodest. The reason I said that was I was actually inspired by one of the talks which I heard, where for me they always said you need to write your goals. Only 3% of the folks literally write down their goals. So I said, okay, let me be in that 3%. I went and I wrote my goals for next 30 years. I wrote this when I was 24. Right? I wrote down my goals. What it did was it completely changed the trajectory in which I prepared for being a CFO. Right? Now, I was talking with Snehal as well earlier. See, CA is very strong in domain knowledge. Things which we need to learn is in terms of communication, articulation, business knowledge, seeing the big picture. Right? These are the things which I had to ensure that I learn. And for me to, if you want to be a CFO, I had to learn. There is no option you can be a leader of an organization without learning this. But the fact, everything started because of that aspiration which I had. I became a CFO by 33, right? When you have this aspiration, you will find that things fall in place. And the reason, so I got into P&G, Procter & Gamble, right? I surpassed, and always remember that don't limit or doubt your capabilities. Right? There is nothing in this world which says that only X can get into a X bracket of company or job. There is no rules. You set your own rules. Got into Procter & Gamble. The way I became a CFO at 33 is I was leading a vertical, brand Vella, WLLA. It's a salon professional brand. P&G divested that brand to a company called Coty. And they saw me the work and me transiting that business, and they made me the CFO of the new company. Right? So things fell in place. At 33, before what I aspired, I became a CFO. Right? So always remember that, have bold ambitions. Don't limit your ambitions. Don't limit with your past. I have seen many average students. See, if you were to take a survey, you will find that degrees, IQ, all this is actually overrated. What is underrated is your perseverance, your commitment. Those are the things which are highly underrated. So you can easily cover up for any of the shortcomings with these things. Right? So completely go for it. The second mantra which I have is always have self-belief. See, when similar, like I was born in a middle class family, right? There was always this sense of getting overwhelmed. I never flew out of India till I got in a job. Right? So there is a sense of fear. There is a sense of not getting accepted. So you will have to really work. I'll tell you a small story. So I have always lived outside Bangalore. So I'm from Bangalore, but I never stayed in Bangalore. I was born in Salem. Major part I grew in Baroda, Gujarat. So the first uneasiness or discomfort which I had, I was a small kid, so I moved in 6th standard to Baroda. In Salem, in Tamil Nadu, I was everyone's favorite in my class. In fact, I was told that the fairest boy, say at that point in time, maybe 30 years back, kids, I don't think can be racist in terms of they can abuse. So kids are very rude, right? So I was always in Tamil Nadu. I was always called the fairest boy, the intelligent. That was what I was called. I had the shock of my life when I went to Baroda. Right? When I went to Baroda, 6th standard, someone referred, "Hey Kaliye." Right? I had the shock of my life. And imagine me with the name Sheshadri, where Meenakshi Sheshadri is at her prime. Right? It's fodder for kids to tease me. Right? I felt a lot of uneasiness, discomfort. I told my parents, we should have stayed in South. Why come here? I don't like Gujarat and stuff like that. But within 6 months to 1 year, pretty much became I married a Gujarati. So what more can you say, right? So I pretty much got accustomed to it. So you will need to realize that, and what is the learning out of this? See, you will be put in situations which is out of your comfort zone, right? Where you will have a lot of self-doubts. When I was even in a place like PNG, I was based out of plant and I was moved to Mumbai, right? And see, a corporate like Procter & Gamble, US MNC, all senior leaders based there. And when I joined, I felt a lot of very similar sort of uneasiness, discomfort, because I always felt that the limelight was always on me. Even for me to, because you have self-doubts. So in PNG, 75% are MBAs, 25% are CS. So even there I felt like an outsider, where I felt, okay, now I moved from plant and stuff like that. But then you have to have a lot of self-belief and ensure that you back yourself. And then you need to do what will get you success. So I had to ensure that I work a lot on my articulation, strategy, business, all those things, right? And I had to do it apart from job. See, you can't go in an organization and experiment there. You will need to ensure that what are the weekends for? Weekends are for developing yourself, right? So ensure that you have a sense of self-belief, you have that confidence, but then you go after things. The third mantra is, see, which investment gives the best ROI? What do you guys think? Which one? Yes, invest in yourself, right? And these are all cliche things which people will say. But then that's how you actually need to invest. Because you will realize that, see, it's the start of a journey. I was so happy that I became a CA, but when I became a CA, I realized that in my campus interview, there were 1,000 CAs. Right? And like I got selected in Tata's, they were selecting 6. And they had shortlisted 400. So out of that 400, I had to get selected in 6. So suddenly you will realize that now life is starting. CA, 1000 log hai yaar. Now you need to stand out in between them. Right? And hence you will need to work on yourself. You will need to work on yourself consistently. Be more well-rounded. Academic it's a starting point. And if you do that, you will find that when you do that, the opportunities, you will start seeing opportunities. Opportunities ना कभी तुरंत नहीं आता है कि मैंने अच्छा ये किया तो अगले दिन अच्छा तुम्हें ये बना दिया. That never happens. आज मैंने ये किया, 4 साल बाद एक opportunity आएगा where you will be ready at that point in time. I'll tell you what happened. So in January, the CEO of General Mills resigned. Right? He moved to a different organization. So they made me the CEO and CFO till the new person comes in. Now it is from a business standpoint, finance standpoint, had everything covered. Right? I've been 20 years of WorkX, handled big organizations. For me, it's fine. It was within my comfort zone. What I had to work on is there is a team of 500 people, sales people, shop floor, supply chain, right? Now for you to have established that connect with the people of 500 in a matter of immediately, right? That is when the organization is going through a transition. For that, I had to work and I had to be ready. It's not that I was always business oriented and stuff like that, and I had demonstrated that. So when the opportunity came, they made me the CEO of that. And in fact, I had to work so hard and completely out of my range, out of my comfort zone. So in national conference in Goa, we have a big national conference, all 400 people attend, and there is a talent show, right? Unlike, I think Snehal had to leave, but unlike Snehal, pretty much didn't do anything during my college days. CA, only studying is what I did. I'm not a good dancer, though I'm married to a Gujarati, right? Never danced, very shy. But then I realized that in a conference like this, when there is a talent show, when there are 500 people, everyone is participating. The leader has to participate, right? He has to have a cameo. He has to be there at the center of the stage. I can't, because my every walk, the way I get on stage was also, will be seen by people, will be judged. They will have their own perceptions and stuff like that. So without telling anyone, I actually practiced Bollywood dance. Can you imagine? Me, introvert South Indian practicing Bollywood dance without telling anyone, because I wanted to keep the expectation low and then over deliver, right? And I did that, so it went off very, very well, right? I don't upload videos, but then it was the highlight because no one expected that. So there are things which you will need to work out of your comfort zone. You will be able to do it when you work on yourself, right? So have a sense of purpose and build your overall all-round potential and capability. If you are not able to work on yourself, how will you work for the organization? See, because when I am hiring any talent, I want them to be committed to the organization and also want them to grow the organization. If the person is not even investing in himself, I'm pretty much sure that in terms of organization, what is the impact he will be able to create, right? So these have helped me in my career. It's not as if that I am. There are stalwarts who have had more success than me, who have had much more bigger journey than me, but this has worked for me, right? Being bold in your ambitions. Please have self-belief. Don't see, people will challenge you, but हम है तो दम है, ठीक है? Have that level of confidence in you. Don't have a false sense of confidence, right? Take feedback, work on yourself, and thirdly is work on yourself. As long as you do that, nothing will stop you. You will realize that nothing ever will stop you. Only sky will be the limit. Okay? With that, best wishes to all of you.
Thank you so much, sir. I'm sure all of us will use the mantras given by you. May I request Dr. Rajiv Srivastav, Program Chairperson, School of Commerce, SVKM NMIMS Indore, to deliver the vote of thanks.
Good morning, everyone. After hearing both our chief guest and guest of honor, I hope we have got a flavor that we have seen a mobile charger. One charges in a terrific speed and another charges sometimes slow but very steady. Guys, we have our eminent guest today with having a facility of charging human beings with the terrific speed and also with the slow and steady speed. Welcome them all. Thank you very much, sir. Chief guest, Shri Snehal Desai ji, guest of honor, Shri Sheshadri Sevalgi ji, nominee of Honorable Chancellor, Shri Akhilesh Rathi ji, our valued mentor, Shri Arvind Banthia ji, Shri Ajay Bankra ji, nominee of Vice Chancellor, respected Maheshkar sir, respected Director sir, nominee of Registrar, Shri Ashish Apte sir, members of faculty and staff, proud parents, and my dear graduating students. It is my privilege to propose a vote of thanks on this prodigious occasion at the convocation ceremony of SVKM's NMIMS School of Technology Management and Engineering and School of Commerce, NMIMS Indore. I, on behalf of the entire organizing committee, extend a hearty vote of thanks to all our esteemed dignitaries for gracing their important views and sharing with us their opinions today. We extend our sincere thankfulness to our respective chief guest, Shri Snehal Desai ji, for accepting our invite at a short notice and traveling all the way from Ahmedabad to bless our graduating student. We look forward to your continued guidance in our professional endeavors. No words to express a deep sense of gratitude to our guest of honor, Shri Sheshadri Sevalgi ji, for accepting our invite and traveling all the way from Mumbai to patronize our efforts. We look forward to your sustained cooperation in our endeavors, sir. We bow our head in gratefulness to the founding members of this temple of learning, Honorable Chancellor of SVKM's NMIMS, Shri Amrish Patel ji, respected Vice Chancellor Dr. Ramesh Bhatt ji, for their incredible support in crafting out this institution. We take this opportunity to extend sincere thankfulness to Shri Akhilesh Rathi ji, mentor for Indore campus. Your presence has always been a source of guidance and inspiration for all of us. We convey our heartfelt thanks to our reverend mentors, Shri Arvind Banthia ji and Shri Ajay Bankra ji, for their untiring direction in the management of this wonderful state-of-the-art campus. A deep sense of gratefulness to our Pro-Vice Chancellor, Dr. Sharad Maheshkar sir, for exhibiting the leadership and coordination. Sir, in spite of your busy schedule, you have ensured all proper delicacies in making this event a great success. Sincere thanks to the advisor of Chancellor and fatherly figure of this institution, esteemed Ram Gaur sir, for her always been a support in adoption of best practices within the institution. Special mention for the august presence of the Dean and Principal Architect of Anil Surendra Bhai School of Commerce, Mumbai, Madam Sangeeta Kherji. Ma'am, we always take inspiration from your persona and get motivated by your motherly touch. We solemn acknowledgement to our dynamic director, Dr. Anshuman Jaswal sir. The hard work and dedication exhibited by Team NMIMS Indore under your valuable nurturing in a very short span has now been acclaimed in all round of this institution. A deep sense of gratefulness to our esteemed Ashish Apte sir for his valuable and compassionate presence on this day of grandeur. I thank all the faculty and staff members who have been involved in this event for our last few days. Without their cooperation and full support, this academic ceremony would not have been possible. I also wish to express my venerated thanks to our Deputy Registrar, Shri Gaurav Moge, and units of administration, finance, IT, support, placement, lab staff, exam cell, and the entire team of SVKM project at Indore for their continuous support. Our words may not be capable of communicating our deep sense of gratitude to the proud parents of graduating students for their empathetic presence and trust empowered by them to facilitate this memorable event. We would be failing in our duty if we do not convey our thanks to the 40 student volunteers of the School of Technology Management and School of Commerce who have been running around doing a lot of things and ensuring each and every aspects of the convocation in the best possible way. Heartiest congratulations to all our meritorious students and the recipients of the Best Student, Best Faculty, and Best Staff Member Award. We are really proud of you. Lastly, but not the least, with the core of our heart, we bestow our blessings to all the 150 plus graduating students of 2023 batch of BTech, MBA Tech, BBA, and BCom Honors Program, and wishing them lots of success, happiness, and prosperity in all walks of their life. Thanks are also due to other staff and personnel involved in this program. To conclude, let us once again reiterate our gratitude for all. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. I now request Shri Ashish Apte, nominee of Registrar SVKM's NMIMS, to kindly take over the proceedings.
Thank you. I'll now request Dr. Sharad Maheskar, our Pro Vice Chancellor, to declare Convocation 2023 of our Indore campus as closed.
Thank you. I declare the Convocation 2023 of Indore campus closed. Thank you.
As we come close to the second convocation ceremony of STME NMIMS Indore and the fourth convocation ceremony for SOC NMIMS Indore, I request all present here to kindly rise in honor of the national anthem. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Please remain standing till the academic procession leaves the auditorium. In closing, I would like to extend my heartfelt congratulations to the graduating students. May I now request the dignitaries on the dais to lead the receding procession to assemble at the reception desk on the ground floor for the photo shoot. The faculty members followed by the graduating students, are also requested to join the dignitaries for the photo shoot. I'm sure these memories would remain with us forever. All the students are requested to stay at the reception area for their photograph. Stay at the reception area for photograph. All the students.